Why do we think anxiety is such a important thing to focus on?
It's just society is so much faster moving these days, and there's so many extra stresses and expectations on what we should be doing. I think there's just more anxiety out there, and people don't really know how to manage it. I think we try and avoid it, to be honest,
Yeah,
and just push on.
I think we wear a lot of masks in today's society, and the expectation of self is so high. Like, it's really, we don't want to be vulnerable with people. It's like this keeping up with the Joneses, that everything's good, life's great, like think positive, don't be negative. And it's actually kind of like, hey, I'm struggling a little bit. And they're like, what? You struggle with that? Oh my God, I struggle with that. Yes, there's things that happen in our lives that are in the external environment. I'm going to be real controversial here, and I'm going to say we probably create half of our own anxiety.
I totally agree. Yes, external influences are definitely going to affect our anxiety level, but a massive part of it is our thoughts and what we're thinking.
Yeah.
If we're processing our emotions, if we're allowing ourself that space to rest.
Hmm.
It's like what you were saying before, we're all just wearing masks and no one wants to talk about their anxiety. No one wants to experience that feeling because it doesn't feel
I feel
good.
anxiety feels horrible. It stops us from being our true potential, stops us doing us from the things we want to do, or being able to really enjoy the things that we do. Like, some of us might still do the things, but we're not enjoying it. We're too busy in
No.
our head thinking about what old Mary's thinking about us.
Exactly. We're not present. And
Yeah.
it's draining. I think that's another thing about anxiety is it is physically and mentally taxing. It's so tiring and it's just that cycle, that anxiety loop because when you're tired, when you're not well rested, those thoughts can amplify even more. The inner critic is even louder. So it's just this ongoing thing that I think can easily spiral out of control. And then it's like at a place where it's like, oh, this is so chaotic now. I don't even know how to unweave this thing that I've created here. And that's why you need to understand the power and importance of breath work and processing your emotions and somatic movement, all these things that we hear about, but are we actually doing them? They are
Yeah.
so useful.
And having, for me, it's about support. When you find someone who can support you, or you find something that actually works to support you through anxiety, you feel validated, you feel seen, and you actually get to see that actually once you acknowledge it and you create some room for it, it's not as scary or it's not as big as you thought it was going to be.
Definitely. Just got to face it. And obviously, easier said than done, right? But I think as well, when you're anxious, there's so much mental energy going into that anxiety that it can be like, well, where do I even start? And I think that's what's so beautiful about divine balance is that it breaks it up for you into something that isn't so overwhelming, into something that is a step by step process. So all you have to do is show up and do some of the practices in each module without having to think, oh, like, how am I going to get to my end goal? Because sometimes that end goal, that end destination is too big, too overwhelming. Like, how can I even get there? We're trying to teach you to stay in the moment and to just show up. And then naturally over time, you're getting closer and closer to that goal.
If you could tell someone one thing about anxiety that you think that would be really powerful, what do you think that would be?
For me, it is
Yeah.
anxiety lies to you.
Yeah.
Your feelings aren't necessarily fact.
Yeah.
And when we're experiencing anxiety run through our body, we panic because we think something's so wrong and we believe that. But it's not necessarily true. And so when you start getting better at understanding what is truth, what is a signal, it's a lot easier to bring yourself back to that place, that center. But anxiety lies. And I think that if you believe anxiety every single time, then you're just feeding it.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, one thing I'd love everyone to kind of take away is that just because you think it, it doesn't mean it's true. If you can get yourself to a place where you can step back and you can question things and ask yourself how else you can see the situation, I'm going to say that majority of the time, you are going to be able to come up with a different perspective that's going to help you feel less anxious.